It's time for Talon Talk with the 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.
That is correcto. You are locked and loaded into Talon Talk. You're listening to the one and only AFN Osan, the Eagle, serving America's best. And welcome back, my good friend, Army Sergeant Jesse Smith from 2Cab, or 2Cab land, as we like to say.
Yes,
welcome back.
Great to be here.
Absolutely. What's going on in your neck of the woods? Having a pretty good week so far?
Yeah, we're having a great week, and been to a couple training events already this week. So.
Oh, really? Will we be maybe talking about some of them?
Yeah, of course.
Of course we will. What type of stuff's on the agenda for this edition of Talon Talk?
Well, we're going to be talking about a couple things that already happened, like a 3-2 cold air assault.
Cold air assault, okay. As opposed to a hot air assault.
Right. Yeah. Everybody knows what I'm talking about.
Okay.
And then a cooking class that I went to yesterday.
Nice.
And then we're going to be talking about a couple events coming up in the future, a 4-2 ARB aerial gunnery, and a 2-2 field exercise, among other things.
I must say, I think you break the record for most acronyms used in a given segment on AFN Osan. I don't think.
Well, I'm honored.
I really don't think anyone uses as many acronyms as a Talon Talk does, but we just like to challenge the audience.
Exactly.
Well, I appreciate you being here. We got lots of Talon Talk show, so appreciate you listening on this Wednesday, April 22nd. Do you recognize the song?
Mm-hmm.
I got my son. Yeah, it's the one. Sunglasses at Night, Corey Hart. This is AFN Osan.
And now, back to Talon Talk on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.
Welcome back. This is a Talon Talk on AFN Osan, the Eagle, serving you America's best. And still joining me in the studio, we got Army Sergeant Jesse Smith.
Second to none.
Second to none. From 2Cab land, 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade. And as we're talking to the top, we got lots of acronyms to discuss. So let's jump right in.
So the 3-2 GSAB, they conducted the cold air assault, cold load. So what they did, they were out at a TTA Tom training area about an hour and a half away from Camp Humphreys. They flew CH-47 Chinooks out to the training site, and they met up with some RACA soldiers. And what they did was they just familiarized the RACA soldiers with the CH...
RACA's Air Force? So I'm making that up. RACA Army.
As opposed to Republic of Korea Army. RACA.
So why don't they ROC R as opposed to ROC AF? I mean, you know.
I don't know.
He's like, I didn't make the acronym.
Right, exactly. But so they familiarized them with the Chinook. What they did, they just explained the operations to them, and they boarded the Chinook, flew around for a little bit, and then sat back down and got back off the Chinook. They just wanted to familiarize them with it, make sure that just in case we ever need to go pick some RACA soldiers up in the Chinooks, they knew what it looked like, how it flew, and different things like that.
Did you ever see the Muppet Babies TV show when you were a kid?
Muppet Babies? I don't think so.
There was, I believe... Fozzie Bear, and he used to say waka waka waka.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I can think of every time I hear RACA.
Why?
I'm a DJ, that's why. My brain works in a very weird way.
I see that.
RACA, RACA, RACA. Anyway, I digress. Hopefully the audience understands if they watched the Muppet Babies.
Let's hope that they did.
Let's hope that they did. What else? You guys had a combative class as well?
This morning, I attended a level 1 certification combatives class, and the 2-6, our rotational unit from Hawaii, they're the ones that actually put it together and had the instructors give the class this whole week. And so today I got to witness what I think is the best part of combatives class, and that's the pummeling the pummeling and clinch class. So what they did was the trainees, they had to get into a clinch on a puncher who had punching gloves or boxing gloves on, who were just literally pummeling them while they were trying to get into this clinch.
Wow.
So that was pretty fun to
I imagine
to watch. So
I imagine when those things come around, you're always seeing like who's going to be paired with who. And take out your angry, maybe.
Yeah, there's always that one puncher that is very intense.
It's like the angry private, or you know, the senior NCO that really wants to teach someone a lesson, or vice versa.
You're just sitting there. Please not him.
Yes, please not him. Please not him.
Yeah. So, yeah, there was definitely a couple of those there today.
Did you get to partake at all, or were you just covering?
I didn't. I just sat back. I was thinking about it. I was
didn't want to get pummeled. Because you knew you'd get the one disgruntled soldier.
Exactly.
You're like, no thanks, I'm good.
Right.
Okay, well, too cool. Combatives, yeah, my experience is really a small amount, truth be told, because in basic, when it was my turn to come around, I was doing a lot of taskings, as you remember from basic, where it's like, task with this, task with that, and every time it would come around in my turn, they'd be like, ooh, we're done. I really don't have a whole lot of experience. I only got a few more weeks here left, so maybe I got to come over and partake in some combatives.
Yeah, they're doing a bunch of classes now, so definitely.
Well, too cool. We'll take our first break here. What else we got coming up we want to discuss in the rest of the show?
The cooking class that I went to yesterday, that was awesome. And then the 2-2 field exercise, that's this week. And the 4-2 aerial gunnery, that's also this week going into next week.
Sounds great. We got more Army Hua on the way.
And now, back to Talon Talk on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.
Welcome back to Talon Talk. My name is Army Sergeant Aaron Loy, and across from me, his name is...
Sergeant Smith.
That is correct. I appreciate you being here. We got more Talon Talk right about now, and if I remember correctly, we were talking about this next event, the cooking class, last Wednesday, because it was an American cooking class, and I was kind of joking and saying, like, what are we famous for? Like,
yeah, and you know, it's funny because you say that. We didn't really cook any American dishes, so...
That's very Americana.
Right.
We'll make everything else.
I mean, it was all good. It was all delicious, but, you know,
doesn't surprise me in the slightest. So what went down?
Yeah, so yesterday started about 10 o'clock, went for roughly two and a half hours. We had some Army soldiers and family members go out, mostly family members, went out to the Pyeongseong International Community Center, which is just about a mile from the front gate of Camp Humphreys.
Okay.
And it was through the Pyeongtaek International Exchange Foundation, and they do these different classes for soldiers and their family members, so it's pretty cool. And what they did was the wives and soldiers, they cooked meals for some Korean civilians that wanted to come and hang out and experience the American culture.
American cuisine.
Yeah.
But according to you, not necessarily American cuisine.
Yeah, it turns out we cooked spaghetti. One of the wives cooked a Russian dish. It was like a pastry, a beef and onion filled pastry.
So I think I'm understanding it now. It wasn't that you guys were going to have American cooking, it's that you were going to have Americans cooking.
Yes, exactly.
That's what it was.
Play on words.
Yes. Americans will be cooking, not American cooking.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes so much more sense now.
So it was great time.
Did the Koreans seem to appreciate it?
Oh yeah, they had a great time. They loved all of the food, so it was a really fun time. And I got to talking to one of the people that works for that foundation, and they told me about all these great activities that they do for soldiers and their family members, and it's actually for any foreign population in this area. So there's the Korean information class, there's a city tour, a culture tour, and I'm gonna say this wrong, a Yori cooking class?
Yori-jori, we'll go with that. Sounds like something an American would say. Yori-jori, hunky-dory, you know.
Yeah, and all of them are free except for that one class. It's just 5,000 won, so like less than $5.
And are all these tied to that community center that you're talking about?
Yes, that one, and there's a Songtan International Community Center. So
there is, because I've actually been there.
Okay.
It's right outside our mooring gate here.
Okay, so it's closer to Osan, more convenient for you guys. So that's awesome. And to get more information about each class and start dates, there's multiple start dates. And
just
because
there's different stuff they offer. Yeah.
And so you can call the number 031-667-2353. I'll say it again. 031-667-2353, or you can go to their website, www.pief.or.kr.
And we also record this. I know you guys put it on your Facebook page, etc.
Yeah,
so if you missed some of this,
if you missed it,
you get to look at that 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade Facebook page.
Yep.
Find the show on there.
And be sure to like the page.
Of course. Gots to like it.
Yeah.
Got to get those likes up. Before we take our second break, do you want to cover the 2-2 field exercise as well?
Yeah. Tomorrow I'm going to be able to go out to TTA Tom. We talked about that earlier, a little field site. And they've been doing a company training exercise. Started on the 19th, going to go to the 24th. And what they're doing is they're doing air assaults and force protection training just to make sure they have the ability to deploy and fight in an austere environment. So pretty excited to go out to that tomorrow to see exactly what they're doing.
And I think what's great about these trainings, we've talked about it before, but maybe compared to somewhere like stateside, how much can you really recreate that stateside, or maybe where can you get the just logistical opportunities to do that training? And like you said, to be able to train in those environments, it's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, it's great opportunity out here. They have plenty of training area for us to utilize, so it's great to get out there and do that.
Absolutely. Well, we got more show to go, more acronyms, I'm sure.
Of course.
More acronyms to cover, and appreciate you listening. Don't go anywhere, and if you do, keep on listening.
And now, back to Talon Talk on AFN the Eagle, serving America's best.
Welcome back to Talon Talk. My name is Army Sergeant Aaron Loy. Across from me, Army Sergeant Jesse Smith. We've got more HUA to talk about from 2CAB or 2CAB Land or 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade above the best.
Above the rest.
Lots of great stuff to discuss before we close out the show, and I think we're done with acronyms. I think.
No.
He's like, we're in the military. We're never done.
We're in it to win it.
We're in it to win it. No, we're not done with acronyms, but I want to talk about the 4-2 aerial gunnery. They got is an exercise coming up. Is that correct? Or is this one that just went down?
It started this past Monday.
Gotcha.
It's going to go for 2 weeks. And I'm going to go out there on Friday, and then we're actually going to have AFN Casey, I believe, come with us. We're going to take them up to MPRC. That's where it's happening at, up there near Camp Casey, and we're going to take them out there. They're going to do a story about it.
What is MPRC, or is that top secret?
Rodriguez Range.
Oh, okay.
It's a big field site. It's our biggest field site that I know of.
Gotcha.
And it's where we usually go for all of our aerial gunneries.
So does Casey come out to like cover the event, so to speak, like story-wise?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So they're going to do an aerial gunnery qualification for the helicopter pilots and crew members, and then they're also, all the soldiers in the unit are going to do their individual weapon qualification, and then they're also going to do combat lifesaver course for anybody that needs to be qualified on that. So that's pretty exciting.
It's like killing like 3 birds with one stone.
Exactly.
Effectively.
All of the gunneries that I've gone out to, they do that. They use the time effectively, and they get all of that training done in that small amount of time.
Because if you're going to set up the logistics for it and the time, etc., let's make it worth our time.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not like it's you're in the middle of the woods kind of field. They have hard standing buildings there, so you can stay there for a longer amount of time. They have a little shop out there. They've got showers. They've got all sorts of amenities.
So it's not like, oh gosh, what do we do now? Like it's all really set out before them.
Right, and they'll have security set up. They'll have the FARP we've talked about before, the forward ammo and refueling points. So they'll get great training there also. So it's just an all-around great way for everyone in the unit to get training.
I have to plug your brain a little bit here. How long have you been in the Army?
I've been in the Army for 4.5 years.
4.5 years. So you have not been to Korea before?
Negative.
And you've been here how long?
6 months.
6 months. Did you imagine or think or prepare yourself mentally for the amount of training that you've seen here thus far? Are you surprised at how much you've really seen? Yeah,
I'm really surprised. I mean, this is my first assignment in public affairs, and I just get to see everything, all of the great training that we do. It's just immense, the amount that we get done in a small amount of time.
Because we're both, for someone listening, we're both MOS similar, so to speak. Not the same exact, but pretty much the same. A little different kind of classification, but I can relate to that in terms of it's an interesting thing to be able to see the different facets of the military, not only Army, but other branches, not only of other branches, other countries' branches, that you can say, wow, I can get to see how all these things work, as opposed to maybe your typical MOS where you might kind of stay in your lane.
Exactly. That's what I think the best part of our job is getting to see everything. We can go check this thing out and be like, oh, okay, that's really awesome, but I'm gonna go check this out now. Oh, that's not as awesome,
and
so I'm gonna go check that out.
I imagine people who maybe don't know what you're doing when you get there, they just assume you're part of the unit. Do you get that a lot?
I do get that a lot.
They like throw a weapon at you. They're like, "Come on, soldier!" And you're like, "Not exactly."
Yeah, not exactly like that.
Okay,
but
good.
they sometimes think I'm part of their exact battalion or company, and they think I'm just there taking pictures. A lot of people don't
Sergeant
know.
Major, a word.
A lot of people don't know about public affairs and that we're there in the brigade. So there's only one of me in every brigade. So for every 2,000 to 3,000 people in a brigade, there's one of me. So
well, and you and Captain Meyer both like learning on the job, so to speak. The importance of what it is that we do as an MOS or as a career field, so to speak. And when people kind of learn that, they want your services like that.
Exactly, yeah.
You know? But no, it's cool. I just wanted to pick your brain a little bit on there. I want to cover one other thing. That's the Gambler Stakes.
Yeah, the Gambler Stakes. They have field exercise this week, but also coming up next month, they have a field exercise called Gambler Stakes. Not sure exactly why it's called Gambler Stakes, but
do they
that's
love
for
red
them
meat?
to decide.
Is it that type of steak? Probably not.
But it's from the 27th to the 29th of May, and it's going to be held on Reynolds Range, TTA Tom, and K-16 over all of those different field sites. And they're just going to be working on the fundamental skills to be able to fight tonight. So things like land nav, they're going to do a gas chamber, they're going to do tactical air assault movements. So, and at the end of it, they're going to hold a ceremony and they're going to give out awards. So it'll probably be a pretty good time for the soldiers.
I think the big takeaway I'm hearing really is whether you're listening right now, you're a civilian, maybe a spouse, maybe someone not Army, or maybe in Army but not kind of to do with these units. Big takeaway here is that training happens all over the pen, and people are really preparing for the worst and hoping that doesn't happen. But I'm very happy that you come in. Yeah, I'm very happy that you come in and kind of share that with us. You can kind of edify us, letting us know, hey, this training's going down. This is what they're doing, where they are. So I very much appreciate that. We'll take our last break here. We'll be back in 90 seconds to wrap up the show. Welcome back to 53, currently 65 glorious degrees, hazy skies right now. Tonight, it'll clear up with a low of 38. And for your Thursday's forecast, courtesy of Wonderground.com, 70 degrees, clear skies.
Your DoD Community Bank exchange rate is $1 will get you 1,057 won. Your exchange fuel prices are unleaded $2.54, premium $2.91, and diesel $2.88.
And pretty much does it. He is Army Sergeant Jesse Smith, and from 2 Cabland, 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade. Very much appreciate you having you in the studio. Kind of making do. We switched up studios. We got some training going on right now in our other studio, but we're making do, and I want to ask you, is there anything we missed at all today?
I want to give a shout out to Chief Kono. He's from Charlie Company 32 GSAB with the medevac. He's a medevac pilot, and I got to go out with him and got to pick his brain and just learn about his Army career overall. He's actually from Palau, and he is one of the first rotary wing aircraft pilots from Palau. So that's pretty awesome.
For sure.
And so I just want to give a shout out to him for letting us do a story on him.
Absolutely. Well, appreciate you being here, like I just said. And if you guys want to find out more about them, 2nd Combat Aviation Brigade on Facebook.
Yeah, check us out.
Definitely check that out. Thank you so much, Sergeant Smith. Let's get back to the music. It's Lunch Money Lewis.